So, as most of you will be able to tell if you're a subscriber, the room's changed, and that's because the house has changed. I'm currently with Dec at his house in Glasgow. Dec, you've been on the channel before, haven't you?
Aye.
You have? Yeah, a few times actually.
Couple of times.
A couple of times. We were both at the game, first and foremost. Dec was sitting on the club deck.
Club deck, aye.
No pun intended. I was sitting with the Union Bears.
Because he's an ultra and he's hard.
Wow. And basically, as soon as we met each other after the game, you can tell what our faces were like. Dec, how would you sum up?
I feel like we were really unlucky, but at the same time, see when you play against a team that take their chances, you're not going to win. It's as simple as that. We just didn't take our chances.
That's it, I agree, but I think perhaps unlucky is a bit too much of a broad term, because our first goal with Josh Windass
Probably
was a bit of luck on our side. You know, Ibrox was slippery.
But I made a mistake. Windass, I thought he capitalised really well. It wasn't the most clinical of finishes. He's just sort of get his head down and struck it hard. I feel like if they had a better keeper up, they would have saved it.
What was the stat? Yes, the better keeper would have saved it, because as you see in
like
the replay,
over his head,
he kind of as Josh Windass shot. What's his name? Bain goes down and kind of lifts the wrong arm up just to maybe look like he was trying to do something. I think he was a bit scared of a ball coming fast towards him. But it wasn't really too long until Celtic equalised. It was a Tom Rogic even long shot. Mm-hmm. And you have to say it was a cracking shot. It was a cracking shot. Gutted when it went in, because as soon as it left his foot, you were thinking, I really hope this doesn't get in. But as soon as he shot, you had that gut-sinking feeling, or at least I did.
It just, I feel like the first goal, it was so avoidable because nobody tracked him down. I mean, although I thought it was incredibly full game, I just thought Doherty, he just didn't get tight to him. I think it was Goss. Rogic just skipped past him so easily, and he had so much time and space to cover it in, and he's a talented player, so if you give somebody that much space, they're going to find the back of the net. It was just, there's not much really Foderingham could do about it.
Well, I mean, that's the point really, isn't it? We were talking about Wes Foderingham earlier, saying that he's a great shot stopper. He can stop, well, a lot of things that are close towards him, close to him, like a lot of great keepers can. When it comes to long shots, it just seems that, I mean, as we said before, you could argue that perhaps a long shot shouldn't take place anyway. Maybe the defence weren't doing their job, but long shots he doesn't seem the best at saving.
I feel like he's just never expecting them. I feel like maybe he is expecting a defender to get his foot in the way or something. He never looks set when it comes to a shot for distance. He never looks ready or decisive to what he's going to do. Like, maybe he doesn't know if he's going to try and catch it or parry it, or he's just, I think it's just that moment of hesitation that will lead to a goal.
It was a great goal though. It was a great goal, and to be honest, it's not something you can be overly annoyed at, because it wasn't like someone who doesn't normally score long shots that took it and scored it. It was Rogic, and he scores long shots. You know, he's a good shot taker, which does annoy me that he managed to get a shot off from far. Same as Armstrong, just don't let him shoot.
I know, it was again, we just didn't close down for the midfield enough. I think that was a bit a common sort of pattern through most of the goals. I think it was the second one as well. It was just a long ball at the pitch, really quite avoidable. But we've done well, I think, to take the lead twice.
We did, and
took the
can
game
I say,
to Celtic.
One thing that the game can't take away from me is how I felt when we went 1-0 up, and then when we went 2-1 up. Absolutely elated, fantastic feeling. The Ibrox roar was back. But people sent on Facebook saying to me, they told me that Ibrox was quiet on TV. Now, Dec, you had an explanation for that?
Most likely Sky probably turned down basically the mics that pick up the fan noise, because a lot of the fans were probably chants it or banned for like the SNP and stuff like that. So, but take it from me, when we were there, Ibrox was absolutely rocking. It was. So even when we went 3-2 down, there was still an atmosphere for the Rangers fans. Was never.
It was loud for you because, of course, you were next to the Union Bears, weren't you?
No.
I was. But as I said though, going 2-1 up, another great feeling. What did you think about the goal?
I feel like Declan John done really well down the left hand side. He's got a good ball back across the box. I think Morelos done well, because I think it was Bayata. He's just pinned him down, like in the 6-yard box, and then Candeas, he just rifled a shot. I don't think he's aiming for it. He's just trying to hit the target.
And one thing again that we said earlier, of course, you've got to discuss things before the video. We said that perhaps a more, I'd say, you know, someone like a top team player in like a top league, they take a fake shot maybe before, get a defender out of the way, they had a clear shot on goal. But I mean, one of the first things you're taught in football is just get a shot in. get it on target.
Exactly.
It's the bread and butter of football, really.
Basics. Like I said, he got his head over the ball, kept it low, and I think it took a wee nick off the defender in the way in, and it found the bottom corner, and ecstatic feeling.
And then of course Moussa Dembele made it 2-2. I felt like that was needless. I felt like that didn't need to happen.
It's probably the most avoidable goal.
It went in slow motion.
Aye.
It went in slow motion. Even the Celtic fans, they didn't even start cheering as it was in the air. They started cheering on the second bounce, and then it trickled in the goal. They still weren't sure.
I feel like I don't think he was offside. I feel like that's what everybody was waiting for. I think, and the thing that really annoyed me after that goal was it was the Brown celebration. Like,
oh Christ!
But
the referee saw it. The referee saw it, run over, give him the yellow card. Now, of course, we have flashbacks to Championship game where Andy Halliday was shown a red card for doing that to the opposition fans. Now,
I think it was dangerous. It wasn't a straight red card. It was a second booking, but still, like, if you're sexually goading the home support in one of the biggest games.
You're bitter rivals. I mean, some people. I've actually seen Rangers fans defend Neil Lennon taunting the fans before, saying it's all part of the banter, all part of the game. Right, fair enough. I'll take that from Celtic fans, but I'm not taking it from Scott Brown. I don't want to take it from Scott Brown. I do not like the guy. I don't like his face. Also, I felt like at times during the game he was allowed to parade around.
I think, like I've said it for ages. I think he's a big fish in a small pond. And he's been made to be something that he's not.
Does that not infuriate you?
To be fair, I try not to think about him too much because I know he's an average footballer. I think he's made out to be better than what he is. And there's better players in Scotland. I think what is he's. We're not here to talk about Scott Brown, but to be fair, we're here to talk about the game. Well,
the thing is though, we say it. I've said it a few times in a couple of videos. You've said it to me a few times. But if we're always saying that he's not that good, but he's playing well, maybe. I don't think maybe he's alright.
I don't think he plays well. I just think you notice him because he annoys you.
Yeah, true.
I think you see him and he annoys you, so that's how you sort of notice up on him.
Yeah. Then of course, Celtic went on to win 3-2 after they got a red card.
I think no questions about it. Simonovic's led with his elbow. He's caught Morelos screwing out. The thing that really annoyed me about the third goal, Morelos had a great chance to score. He's caught the ball for the left hand side. He's cut in. I don't know what he's tried to do. It looks like he's tried to bend the ball to the far post. He's just hit it right down the keeper's throat.
He hit it with the outside of his right foot, and it hit the post, but not the sweet spot of the post to bounce back in.
No, what I was talking about, but he missed a couple of sittles in the second.
Oh shit, we're talking about that, aren't we? Yeah. My bad. I was having PTSD of the goal there.
No. Then, Morelos, he's like cutting for the left.
That's it.
I think he's tried to cut it to the far right hand post. No, caught it sweetly. It's hit the goalkeeper right in the hand, and they've got the ball out. Edwards just cut in and fired a shot past Fodrum. I don't know if Fodrum could have done better for it. I can't really remember that goal.
What happened was Sean Goss kind of predicted that Edward was going to keep running and swinging and crushing,
and he's cut back.
So he pretty much commits himself towards the run and the cross when in fact Edward cuts in. Now at this point in time there was another player with him whose name escapes me. I can't even remember who it was. But is it, you'd expect someone to put a foot in, or at least
there was no effort. I think again I said it earlier. It's in the midfield. There's no closing down. I think for me, I think Doherty was a man of the match. I thought he was exceptional for the first whistle, but him and Goss in games like that don't work for me in the midfield. Goss isn't physical enough.
Right.
For a game like that.
Yeah, well, but the thing is though, he does bring stability to the midfield as well.
He's got a bit of quality.
He's got the absolute quality. But bear in mind that he's only had 6 league game experiences before coming to us. 6 league games and he's 21. That's such a late start. Look at McCrory. 19 already, face being shown into him. Deck. Right, so we were. This is the one thing that we shouldn't speak about for too long, but it's the thing that's been playing in my head, and the thing that's I'm probably going to have a bit of PTSD from is Morelos' miss. Outside of the foot, as I said earlier, getting confused in the conversation, hits the post. The keeper saves it. Now I was celebrating. I thought it was in.
I thought it was in. I was
on the club deck celebrating.
Pretty much. I had where I was in the club deck. You're literally looking along that line, that goal line, and I think Tavernier's fired a ball into Windass. Windass, he's sort of brought his first touch out, spinned, and he's just fired a low shot across the back of the... Spun. He's spun round, he's fired a shot to the back post and then...
Spinned.
He's fired a shot to the back post. The keeper's got... to be fair to him, he gets down well to it. And it's a tap-in. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Clint Hill goal at Celtic Park. The way the ball's been fired into Hindman in Windass. They fired it back across the goal and it's a tap-in at the far post. I don't understand how he's such a frustrating striker when he was, because I thought he had a good game up until that miss. He held the ball up really well. He worked his socks off. I just think his finishing is so questionable.
It can be, but we've already stated that we know he can finish. We know he can finish. The amount of goals that he's scored, also the amount of misses. So you do need to take it in consideration. But the more shots someone takes, likely the more goals that they'll score. So he's got that right. The impossible angles, as we said, he'll score. Was there anything else that you wanted to speak about from the game? About the bangers from the...
I think me and Ben spoke about this earlier. I think Police Scotland had a shocking job.
They did.
He's
quick to criticise the police. I'm not, because I haven't actually really ever had bad experiences. Any game you go to in London, the police do a much better job than what Police Scotland did. They were watching the Union Bears, right, and this infuriated me. They were watching the Union Bears despite the fact that they weren't actually doing anything wrong, other than towards the end of the game, after they had a banger thrown into them, which exploded, as it does, and obviously shocked a few people. Then they started throwing coins. However, why the Police Scotland didn't then divert their attention to the Green Brigade and actually do something about it, because I was infuriated. This police police officer still decided to stare at the Union Bears, as did a couple of others, despite the fact that they weren't retaliating. They were in shock. They just had a banger thrown at them. That's the kind of thing that you actually, despite the banter that goes on, and the banter that is enjoyable, like
my best pals are self.
You don't expect it.
I love the banter. Like my mum's a self-fan. Like, you have banter it, but when it comes to folk throwing stuff like coins, bangers and stuff like that, I think there's a line and it's crossing it. I think the fact that you can get bangers into the game but you can't sing a song without getting lifted, I think
it's just wrong. How did they get the bangers in as well?
I think
what else could, like, I'm not saying that they would, but what else could football fans bring in?
I know. I think Celtic maybe they need to take action on the fans to show that they can't be doing stuff like this. I think the SFA need to take action.
And I will say, I'm not happy with the fact that pound coins were thrown towards Celtic fans, but don't get me wrong though, I'm not going out on a witch hunt on our fans. However, I will kind of stick up for them by saying they had things thrown at them, things that exploded at them.
It's just a retaliation.
Yeah, it is a retaliation, but as I say, a retaliation that I don't think needed to happen.
Okay.
But as I said before, I am always in full support of the Union Bears, particularly the atmosphere they give to the games. But it's just some things like coin throwing.
To be fair,
you know,
I've said it. Sometimes I sit with the Union Bears and like, without them, Ibrox would be a library. To be fair.
They quite a library.
They provide a great part of the atmosphere towards Ibrox. I think without them, it would be really, really quiet. So I've got a lot of thanks to them.
Yeah, a lot of thanks to Union Bears. Does that wrap it up for you so far?
I'd say so. I think we're still sort of...
Yeah. I think we're improving.
Trying to recover.
We're definitely improving.
Just as it's going places, I'd say.
As a last note, I say that Graham Murty might have got it wrong. He seems to have a reluctance to put on a substitution unless it's the 75th minute.
I think he should have changed it in the 60th minute.
That's it. The minute they got a red card, we should have been told to push, run at them.
But we didn't.
No.
And to be fair, Marty's young, he's still learning as a manager.
No.
And we've got to the end of the season, we'll see how we do in the Scottish Cup, but this one's a hard one to take.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, I think that's everything we wanted to sum up.
I'd wrap up.
Anything you want to leave in the comment section below, feel free to do so. I know it was a long one, but you're not going to get what we saw today in a short period of time. And by no means are we disappointed with the team. We're disappointed by the result. At the end of the game, myself, Dick, and a lot of other Rangers fans, and I mean that, stayed and clapped the team. They deserved it. They played hard.
We've run them close.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
So I think we are proud of our performance.
Final note, Bruno Alves, I think we need to stick up for him. His positioning today was fantastic.
I thought it was...
Other than a couple of passes he did wrong.
I think his distribution is really, really poor, but positioning, aerial battles, I thought it was class.
I think his long balls are fantastic, but his short balls are questionable.
It's simple passes that he's failing to make, but I'd say that's about it.
Tried Buckfast for the first time. Really good. I think apparently I'm one of the only English people that likes it, but
I think you're the only English person I know that likes it.
I don't like Mad Dog though. Tangents. We're going on the tangent. Make sure you subscribe for more.
My Twitter will be linked in the description.
It won't be.
So
no, he's a bigot. Right. Bigot. Right. I think we're probably going to shoot another video. I've decided. I'm going to do one about Graham Murty and why, or opinions on whether he should stay or not. But for now, subscribe, like for more, and comment below.